What's up, everybody? Tendo here. Please excuse my appearance today. I'm kind of roughing it. My wife hates this hat. She says it looks terrible on me, but guess what? I really like this hat. It's super comfortable. Anyway, I'm redoing the studio and the whole office area here. So maybe it's not so crowded. You guys have a little more room. You don't feel so pushed in with me. But what I'm going to do today is a nice little unboxing. A box I just got in. There's not a lot in it, but it's got some very cool items that you don't really see very often. So let's get straight to it. So and this is a shipment in from Japan, by the way. So definitely some of this stuff was never ever available in America, which is the kind of stuff I special in, like these Nintendo 64 cartridge holders, Japan only. Very nice, very cool. We never got these in the US. There are a couple different kinds. We got the Mario World 64 here, and then this one seems to be a fan favorite where Mario's kicking the turtle shell. I have a number of those already. People really like them, so I keep buying them. I mean, if people want the stuff, I'm gonna get it. I generally, the weird thing is, like, when I buy for my business, because Buildtendo.com is a small family-owned business. It's just basically me and my sons, and my wife does some stuff also. When I buy, I try to buy really cool items that you don't generally see. Now, I do stock all of the normal items, you know, your plain black Nintendo 64s and stuff like that. But I really try to get things that people have never seen before or they don't see very often. Like this Super Famicom controller. Let's pull that out the plastic. There we go. So this actually goes to this set I have here. It's really cool. And why would you need that? Well, because the Super Nintendo was actually able to go online with this adapter here. You can see the telephone, well, you can't really because of the glare, but this little box here has telephone mounts. And you plug a telephone cable into it, so pretty cool thing. That's the power cord for it. Yep. This thing, this little setup here is awesome. I've seen them sell in pieces on eBay. Very rarely do you see a whole one for sale. Now, here's another cool one, another cool item. Let me set this back down to the side. Sorry, my desk is very messy today because, like I said, I'm trying to move everything. So we did get this in the United States, but I found a complete in box silver at a decent price. And what I like to do for the PS2s, every PS2 I have, whether it's American or Japanese, I always mod them so they play American and Japanese games. It just always feels to me like that's much better for the customer, because a lot of games only came out in Japan, and then there are games that came out in America and Japan and they have slight differences. So that's pretty cool. Now this here, this is actually very cool. This looks like the American Smoke Black, but the color is actually a little bit different, but it's got the Japan ice on the bottom. This is called a JUSCO. This is one of the more rare Nintendo 64 consoles. It was only released in Japan. Less than 5,000 of these were made, so to find these in this nice a condition, well, that's difficult. Also, you gotta have the matching controller, right? Right. So, JUSCO's really cool. My favorite console from Japan, I don't have sitting right in front of me, very similar type situation, is the Diehawks. The Diehawks is black on top. I'm sorry, orange on top and black on the bottom. And also, I do the same thing for my Nintendo 64, is I change out the cartridge tray that is inside of it so that it will play American and Japanese games. Because again, they have some really cool games that came out in Japan. My favorite Japanese Nintendo 64 game is Puyo Puyo Sun, which is kind of like a battle Tetris. Oh, cool. So, let me set this stuff to the side. You don't want to see a dozen controllers that are all the same color. This is the OEM black. But this console, it looks exactly like the Funtastic Grape US. It's the same color. It's exactly the same. The only difference here is the sticker on the bottom and the tray on the inside, which I change out so it'll play American games also. The difference with this one is this is known as Japan's Midnight Blue. Midnight Blue was only available at Toys R Us in Japan. So this particular model, the Japanese variant, is more rare than the American model. So that's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool. And, you know, we got some Japan games here. Powerful Pro Baseball Series. Best baseball games on the N64. There's like 6 of them. They were only released in Japan. Before I knew the name of them, I used to call it Chibi Baseball. These are the funnest baseball games on Nintendo 64. Some of the best ever made, to be honest. Mario Kart 64, again, I like Japanese games. You don't need to read Japanese to play Mario Kart. And, you know, instead of $45, $50 for an American copy of Mario Kart, because the numbers are in English, I sell these on my website. And I sell them for $15. And it is an original game. It was just released in Japan. So, again, same thing, Mario 64. Generally about $15 instead of paying $40. Instead of $50, Super Smash Bros. $15. Paper Mario. Now, with the exception of Paper Mario, you don't need to read Japanese to play any of these games. Paper Mario has some reading. But, you know what? As someone who loves to play games that when I didn't think would ever be available to me, one of the coolest things is that I can actually just hold my phone up like so and hit the Google Lens Translate, and it'll immediately translate on my phone what's on the screen. Now this is Majora's Mask Japan. These run about $50. The reason for that, I think I started selling them a little bit cheaper, but the reason for that is Majora's Mask from Japan is highly in demand because it has some significant changes from the American in gameplay style, small little functions and stuff that the average player won't notice, but speedrunners do. And, you know, obviously, Mario Party 3. This is, like a $90 game in America? I sell the Japanese version for $10 or so. You know, that is what it is. Hold on. One more thing in this box to check out. Oh, wait. Sorry. There's another thing. Pokemon Silver Gold, which technically we did get this, but we didn't get this. The Pokemon situation for Nintendo 64 in Japan is really kind of wonky. They have Pokemon Stadium 1, Stadium 2, and then they have Pokemon Stadium Silver Gold. In America, we only have Stadium 1 and 2, and the reason for that is Pokemon Stadium 1 in Japan isn't really a 1. You can consider it 0.5. It was kind of a half a game. So, when Pokemon Stadium 2 came out in Japan, they released those in America as Pokemon Stadium 1, and it's both of those games together for a big, complete game. This, Silver Gold, is actually Pokemon Stadium 2 in America. So we never got the cool label, metallic label, the silver gold label. But we technically did get the game. And just one more item to show you in this box. And again, Japan exclusive. Like I said, I like to get things from Japan that you don't really see in America all the time. And I like to try to get that to my customers. This is a Pokemon Wii U complete in box. Beautiful condition, absolutely beautiful condition. This version didn't get released in America, but again, with Wii U, you know, I take the Wii U and I mod it so it plays American and Japanese games. It'll also play American and Japanese Wii U games. So this console is fully usable for my customer. They can just plug it in and play it. And it's done. So thanks, guys. This has been my unboxing for today. By request, I keep getting friends asking me to do more unboxing videos. So I appreciate it. Check out BuildTendo.com. Use the code Quest64. Get 10% off at checkout.